Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive with us. So today, we are going to be talking about something that I think is really cool, starting an online business with a silly idea.
Yeah.
So our source material for today is this article from blogwidow.com. It's
Okay.
called "Can a Silly Idea Turn into a Profitable Online Business?" And it was published on March 13th, 2025, so it's pretty recent. And when I saw the title of this article, I was immediately intrigued because, I've had like a million silly ideas.
Right.
And I've always wondered, is there a way to actually turn these things into a business?
Yeah.
Like, for example, I've always thought it would be hilarious to design and sell like these tiny little bespoke sweaters for squirrels.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, I can just imagine like a little squirrel like strutting around the park in like, a cable knit sweater or something.
That is hilarious.
But, is that actually something people would buy? I don't know.
Well, the internet has definitely opened up a ton of opportunities for entrepreneurs who have maybe niche ideas,
Right.
You know-
Like a squirrel sweater.
like a squirrel sweater. Exactly. Yeah. Before the internet, reaching those specific customers would have been so difficult and expensive.
Totally. Yeah.
But now with things like targeted ads and social media, you can connect with literally anyone, anywhere in the world.
Right. Yeah. You can find your people.
Exactly. You can find your squirrel-loving fashionista.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. So maybe my squirrel sweater idea wasn't so far-fetched after all.
Maybe not.
But I'm curious, are there actual examples of silly ideas that actually became successful online businesses?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The article actually mentions a pet rock craze back in the 1970s.
Oh, yeah. The pet rock.
Yeah, it sounds crazy now, but people were buying rocks as pets.
It is kind of crazy when you think about it.
It is, yeah.
Like just a rock.
A rock, yeah.
Yeah.
And this was, of course, before the internet, but just imagine, what if the pet rock was launched today?
Oh, my gosh.
Right. You'd have people making TikToks about their pet rocks,
Uh-huh.
like Facebook ads targeted at, rock enthusiasts.
Yeah.
You know,
Totally.
you'd have online communities dedicated to, rock decoration and care.
Wow. Yeah. The internet could have supercharged that whole thing.
Oh, absolutely.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm still kind of wondering, why do these silly ideas resonate with people? Is it just the novelty or is there something more to it?
It was definitely more than just novelty, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The article outlines 4 key reasons why these kind of unconventional ideas can be profitable online.
Okay.
The first one, as we already talked about, is the ability to reach these really specific niche markets.
Right.
But it's also about the potential for these things to go viral.
Okay.
Think about all the videos and memes that we see spreading online all the time.
Yeah.
It's usually the stuff that is really unexpected and humorous that grabs our attention.
Right.
A silly product could be incredibly shareable, and that generates buzz, and then it attracts customers organically.
It's free marketing.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we've got niche markets and viral marketing. What are the other 2 reasons?
So the third reason is the low cost of entry for online businesses.
Right?
Yeah, think about it. You don't need to rent a storefront or hire a big staff.
Yeah,
You don't have to invest in a ton of inventory up front.
that's a good point.
Yeah, and platforms like Etsy or Shopify make it so easy to launch an online store, and then you can just kind of scale your business as you grow.
That makes sense. Okay, that's a huge advantage for entrepreneurs starting out. What about that last reason? The article mentioned something about an emotional connection.
Right. Yeah, it's about tapping into emotions.
Okay.
Products that make people laugh or maybe evoke nostalgia
Okay.
or, even just to create a sense of wonder. Those often forge a really strong emotional connection with customers.
Yeah, that's true.
So these products aren't just fulfilling a need, they're triggering feelings and memories.
Right.
And that can be a really powerful motivator when it comes to buying decisions.
Totally. So a successful, silly product needs to be more than just funny. It needs to resonate with people on a deeper level.
Exactly.
The article then goes on to highlight some real-world examples of these unconventional successes. And one that immediately comes to mind for me is Dollar Shave Club. Their razors weren't necessarily revolutionary, but their marketing was brilliant.
Oh, yeah, you're exactly right. Dollar Shave Club is a perfect example of how humor and a relatable brand personality can turn a simple idea into a massive success.
Totally.
They really understood their target audience,
Yeah.
Men who were just tired of these overpriced razors, and they spoke to them in a way that was just funny, authentic, and so shareable.
Right.
And that launch video, iconic.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It went totally viral, generated millions of views, and propelled the brand to instant recognition.
It's amazing how a well-crafted video can just like change the game.
Oh, for sure.
The article also mentions the Squatty Potty, a product that, well, helps you with a rather delicate bodily function.
Yeah. Yes. The Squatty Potty, another great example of a company that embraced the humor inherent in their product.
Totally.
They could have easily marketed that in a purely clinical way,
Right.
just focusing on the health benefit.
Right. Just like, this is good for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But instead they were like, let's just embrace the silliness of this.
Yeah.
And they created these hilarious commercials that totally resonated with audiences
When it did.
and turned the Squatty Potty into a cultural phenomenon.
I mean, they definitely turned something that's often considered taboo into a conversation starter.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And then there's the Snuggie, the blanket with sleep. It's such a simple concept, almost laughably so.
Right.
But it tapped into this universal desire for comfort and coziness.
Right.
People just couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah, the Snuggie success shows that even these seemingly silly ideas can
Right.
resonate with a wide audience if they meet a genuine need or desire.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's clear that these businesses didn't succeed solely because their ideas were silly. There was a lot of strategic thinking and marketing savvy involved.
Definitely.
The Blog Widow article dives into some specific strategies that entrepreneurs can use to turn a seemingly outlandish concept into a profitable online venture.
Exactly. And it's interesting to note that those strategies actually tie back to those 4 reasons we discussed earlier.
Okay.
For example, identifying your target audience.
Right.
That aligns with the whole idea of niche markets
Yeah.
and embracing humor and creativity
Yep.
that speaks to the potential for viral marketing.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's unpack those strategies. What's the first step someone with a silly idea should take?
Well, I think the first step is to really understand your target audience.
Okay.
And this goes beyond just identifying a broad demographic.
Okay.
You need to delve into their specific interests, needs, and pain points.
So really get to know them.
Yeah, exactly. What are their online habits? What makes them laugh? What are their values?
Yeah.
And this deep understanding will inform everything from your product design to your marketing message.
So if I were to revisit my squirrel sweater idea, I would need to research what kind of squirrel owners are out there.
Exactly.
Are they mostly nature enthusiasts? Do they have a particular sense of style?
Yeah, you need to know who you're talking to. This kind of detailed research is crucial for any business, but especially for one with a niche product.
Right.
The good news is there are so many online tools and resources available to help you gather this information.
Oh, that's good.
You can analyze social media trends, conduct surveys, and even join online communities related to your target audience.
Okay, so step 1 is all about in-depth research. What's the next step on this roadmap?
The next step is to embrace the humor and creativity of your idea.
Okay.
This is where you can let your personality shine and differentiate yourself from the competition.
Right.
Don't be afraid to be playful, to use witty language, and to create a brand that is just memorable and engaging.
So in the case of my squirrel sweaters, I should lean into the inherent silliness of the idea.
Exactly.
Maybe create some funny product photo shoots with squirrels modeling the sweaters in different poses.
Yeah, that's a great start. Visual content is incredibly powerful when it comes to viral marketing.
That's true.
Think about the elements that make something shareable online. Humor, surprise cuteness, or even a bit of controversy.
Okay.
The key is to create content that evokes an emotional reaction and makes people want to share it with their friends.
Okay, so I've done my research. I'm embracing the silliness, and I'm brainstorming some viral marketing ideas.
Right.
What's next?
Social media is your next big focus.
Okay.
It's the perfect platform for connecting with your target audience, building a community around your brand, and generating buzz for your product.
Right.
Choose the platforms where your audience is most active and tailor your content to those specific platforms.
Oh, okay.
For example, if you're targeting a younger demographic, TikTok or Instagram might be your best bet.
I can already picture a series of Instagram reels showcasing squirrels strutting their stuff in my stylish sweaters. But how do I know if people will actually buy these sweaters?
That's a great question, and it brings us to the next important step, testing the market. Before you invest a lot of time and money into your idea, it's crucial to validate your assumptions.
Right.
Get your product or service in front of real people and gather feedback.
Okay.
You can do this through small-scale launches, pre-orders, or even just by asking friends and family for their honest opinions.
So maybe I'd send out some sample sweaters to a few squirrel-loving influencers and see what kind of response I get.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I could create a landing page with some mock-ups and gauge interest through email sign-up.
Those are excellent ideas. The goal is to gather data and see if there's genuine demand for your product.
Okay.
This will help you refine your offering, adjust your marketing strategy, and avoid costly mistakes down the line.
This is all so insightful. So we've covered audience research, embracing humor, leveraging social media, and testing the market. Is there anything else I need to keep in mind?
One last but crucial point. Even if your idea is silly on the surface, the quality of your product or service needs to be top-notch.
Right.
Remember, you're building a brand and a reputation.
Yeah.
Customers might be initially drawn to the novelty, but they'll only stay if they're satisfied with the quality and experience you provide.
Right.
Pay attention to detail, use high-quality materials, and strive to exceed customer expectations.
So even if I'm selling squirrel sweaters, they need to be well-made, durable, and maybe even ethically sourced.
Absolutely. Quality and integrity are essential for any business, no matter how unconventional the product.
That's a good point.
In fact, exceeding expectations can be even more important for businesses with the silly concept, because you need to prove that you're taking your business seriously, even if the product itself is lighthearted.
Right. You don't want people to think you're just joking around. Wow. This roadmap is incredibly helpful. It's clear that turning a silly idea into a profitable online business requires more than just a funny concept. There's a lot of strategy research and hard work involved.
That's right. But the rewards can be significant.
Totally.
The internet has created a space where creativity and innovation are celebrated, and where entrepreneurs with unique ideas can truly thrive.
This whole conversation has been so inspiring. It's like a permission slip to embrace our inner weirdness and explore those what-if ideas that might have seemed too out there before.
I completely agree, and I think that's what makes this topic so fascinating. It reminds us that there's no limit to what we can achieve when we combine creativity, strategy, and a bit of audacity.
So for our listeners who might have a silly idea brewing, what's the one key takeaway they should remember?
I think the biggest takeaway is to not dismiss those silly ideas. They might seem outlandish at first, but with careful planning and execution, they could hold the potential for a successful online business.
You know, after this deep dive, I'm actually feeling a renewed sense of excitement about my squirrel sweater idea.
I love that.
Maybe it's not so crazy after all.
I'm glad to hear that it's great to see how exploring these unconventional success stories can spark new ideas and inspire us to think outside the box.
Definitely.
What about you? If you were to launch an online business based on a silly idea, what would it be?
That's a fun question. Honestly, after all this talk about niche markets and emotional connections, I'm picturing a business that creates custom lullabies for pets.
Personalized lullabies for pets. Tell me more.
I imagine a website where pet owners can submit details about their furry companions, their names, personalities, favorite activities, and I'd compose unique lullabies tailored to each pet. Pet owners are already spending a fortune on their furry friends, so why not offer them a personalized musical experience to help their beloved animals relax and drift off to sleep?
I love that idea. It's quirky, it taps into the strong emotional bond people have with their pets, and it's something completely unique.
Right.
You could even offer different musical styles to match the pet's personality, like classical for a sophisticated feline reggae for a laid-back pup. You could even have a heavy metal option for those pets, with a bit more attitude.
Exactly. And I could promote it with adorable videos of pets snoozing peacefully to their custom lullabies. It has viral potential written all over it.
You're already thinking like a marketing pro.
Hmm.
This conversation has really highlighted the incredible possibilities that exist in the online business world. The internet has truly democratized entrepreneurship, giving anyone with a unique idea and the drive to succeed the opportunity to build something special.
Absolutely. So to our listeners out there, we challenge you to embrace your own silly ideas. Don't be afraid to explore those unconventional concepts that I'd have been dismissed before. Do your research, find your audience, and don't be afraid to inject some humor and personality into your brand. Who knows, your crazy idea might just be the next big thing.
And remember, even if your idea doesn't turn into a global phenomenon, the process of exploring it, developing it, and putting it out into the world can be incredibly rewarding in itself. It's about fostering creativity, embracing innovation, and reminding ourselves that sometimes the best ideas are the ones that make us laugh.
This has been such an insightful and inspiring deep dive. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploring the surprising world of silly business ideas. Until next time, keep diving deep, keep thinking outside the box, and never underestimate the power of a good laugh.